you're going to sell more because you have a better website that you can put more stuff on there, that people are going to be more, it's much more, it's smoother, it's more on automation, it's helping you market, it's collecting leads for you while you're sleeping, right? Welcome to the Charcuterie Launch Lab podcast, where passion meets profit. If you've ever dreamed of turning your love for charcuterie, or food of any kind, into a thriving online business, well then you're in the right place. We're Andrea and Patty, the Grazing Biz Sisters. With over 60 years combined experience as a chef and digital marketer, we have walked in your shoes starting our own online businesses. We'll share all of our tips, advice, struggles, and best strategies to help you launch and grow your own online foodie business with ease. The Charcuterie Launch Lab is a space for all food creators and entrepreneurs just like you. Let's dive in and get your yummy business launched online, one board at a time. Hey, 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 we're back. We were giggling before we came on. So.
Yeah. We're laughing because I told Patty she's driving the bus. I don't know what's going on. I just ride along. I go for the ride.
Well, you know me, I always have something to say. So,
I know.
sister, you were out of town this week. Where were
I
you?
did. I was in Yellowstone only a few days
Oh,
ago.
wow. Did
Woohoo!
you chase a buffalo and did it chase you back?
No, but we saw some idiots on the side. I don't know how many people know, but I lived in Western Wyoming for 10 years with my husband, and my kids pretty much grew up there. And so, yeah, when you go to Yellowstone, please don't get out and try to touch
Things,
buffaloes. It's not safe and it's not smart.
the
And
buffalo idiots.
yeah,
Jeez.
there's a lot of words for that, but I won't bring them all into this conversation. So if you go to Yellowstone, please respect the wildlife and don't try to feed them weird things either. But it was beautiful. I mean, I cried.
Nice.
I hadn't been there in probably 5 years or so since we moved,
Tell the
and
folks why you were there. What were you
I
doing?
worked. I worked in a huge resort in Jackson, Wyoming, which is formally as every or as the rest of the world knows it
Jackson
as
Hole.
Jackson Hole,
Yeah.
but we call it Jackson.
Yeah.
And I worked at a very large resort with many different operating things as the food and beverage director there for
Mm-hmm.
a hotel slash ski resort. So it was good times and busy, busy, busy. And then that's kind of where I got burnt out, but I loved it. It was the best job I ever had. Best job I ever had.
Yeah, it
And
was beautiful
say that to
there.
the end of the days. But so I hadn't been to Yellowstone or been anywhere. Sorry, my cat is shaking my computer here. Um, so I hadn't been back in a really, really long time. And I cried when I got in there.
Oh.
We went into a specific place that, for those that don't know, my husband passed away a few years ago. And we went into this great, beautiful little drive, and I just started bawling because
Oh.
it hits you like that. I just remembered all the good times and how much fun we spent so much time in the park.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well,
it is what it is, but it
oh,
was fun to go
yeah. I'm
back.
glad you were able to go and spend some time with your fam. That was
Yeah,
important.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Kids are still out there. Mm-hmm.
got in and out pretty fast and easy. So, yeah, so we were talking, one of the things one of the things we are going to talk today about these websites that are out there to help you get your business online. So the reason we're talking about it partly is because Patty spent all week working on our website because I'm rolling out some gift products that are going to be charcuterie gift boxes, which we talked about in a previous podcast. So if you're at all interested about, setting up gifts that you can sell online. So I've been working on the website all week. And so I thought, guys, this is some really good discussion to have because
Mm-hmm.
every time I'm in all these groups, so we're in these groups for, charcuterie and cottage food and baking and all that stuff. And we see a lot of the same questions coming up about like, what's the best website? And, why do you like it? And blah, blah, blah. And everybody
Yeah.
says all these names. So I have not been on most of these sites and Andrea has. So I keep sending her back these, what about this one? What's so great about that? And why is that? And this and that? And what's wrong with them? And so I'm kind of like curious with the comparison. So that's what we're going to talk about today, a little bit about why, first of all, are you ready? If you haven't yet got started selling your food online, why not? That's my first question.
Mhm.
And it's partly because we're still in the process of getting all, my stuff. You've been selling it online, but I haven't. And now that I've got I got
She got her cottage
my
license.
cottage license a
Whee!
week ago, 2 weeks ago. So now I'm like all obsessed. And so I'm trying to figure out, okay, what I'm going to sell. And I feel like I've just opened a whole new, can of worms for my brain. Every night I'm laying there going, now what could I do? What can I sell? I
What can
can't
I
see.
make? What can I
What can I
do? I
make?
know. It's
I know.
terrible.
I was like, wow, I can sell scones. I can sell
Yeah.
chocolate covered strawberries in Arizona. I can sell charcuterie. I could sell tamales if I wanted to.
Yeah. In Arizona, we can do it all.
Oh,
So
speaking of that, today I had to go down, get my teeth cleaned, and on the way down, I see this car in a. Now we're talking a fancy neighborhood down off of Dynamite where I live, right? And it's in the fancy part down right where the Circle K is down there. For anybody who knows Scottsdale. Anyway, I was down driving, and I see this car on the side of the road, and I get up close. And it's this woman who's got a big sign and their doors open. It says tamales on the side of the
yeah,
road in this
yeah.
fancy neighborhood. I was surprised that she was getting away with it, that the cops didn't say anything. But
Well, they probably will. They chase them off. But
yeah,
the reality is she can do it as long as she's got everything labeled right and she's got them in her cooler and
yeah.
they've been cooled down appropriately, all the things that she needed to do. She doesn't need any special permitting for that. And that's the reason why we have this law, which is
Yeah.
called the
I
tamale
was so
law.
if I wasn't heading to my dentist appointment, I was going to turn around and go give her one of my business cards to say, "Hey, there might be an easier way than to be standing in 100-degree heat trying to sell tamales out
Yeah.
of the back of your car
Yeah.
on the side of the road." However, that kind of brings up the other conversation you and I were having about how big the farm stands are right now, and I've been seeing
Hmm.
about farm stands, farm stands. I don't even know if we could do that here. I mean, I don't have a farm, but I could.
Well,
But I mean, I don't know. Just
you
put it out
have
at
to
the
have,
road. You know what I
yeah, you
mean?
just put it out the road. You can't have an HOA that would prohibit that. So those are the questions you got to look into.
And
But
I
there
think some
are
states don't allow it either, from what I can
probably,
tell. Yeah,
probably you might have to be in a rural or county area.
right.
There's going to be some stipulations with that. Out here, I live in the middle of nowhere land, north of Prescott and Sedona. So there's a bunch of people doing it, selling breads and whatever they've been growing in their yard and
Yeah,
goat milk and God knows what else and
everything.
eggs, of course. So there's a ton of them out here.
Yeah.
But they all must be making money because they're still doing it. I mean,
Well, yeah.
um,
I mean, here's what I was thinking this morning. Well, I'll come to that in a minute. I was
yeah,
thinking about a big ass
we're getting
QR code
sidetracked.
that, yeah, I'm getting sidetracked a little, but this all kind of comes into play that I'll bring it up here. I want to try to make this more like 30, 35 minute a podcast today, partly because it's late here and I'm getting hungry. Speaking of food, that's all I'm talking about, tamales. Now I want some tamales. But what I was thinking about is putting a big old QR code out there, but I'll bring that up here in a second. So let's see. I guess the first question is, why wouldn't you shift from selling at markets or do both, I guess, but get up, schlep yourself down to a market on a Saturday, which you and I were just discussing because I mean, you'll have to tell them what you're planning on doing in a quickie. But to go down to the market this weekend and schlep everything down there, why would you do that versus, hey, I got these cool products I could sell out of my house, or my kitchen if you have a commercial kitchen or wherever,
Mhm.
and get them on your site and just try to take orders in advance, get paid in advance, know that you're gonna how much you need to make, and
Hmm.
you say out a certain day of the week you come pick it up or whatever your schedule is. Maybe you're available every day. That you have stuff pre-made and you can easily whip it up. For me, I made all these cupcakes because I'm trying to learn how to pipe frosting. And I had all these cupcakes. My husband's going nuts because he's eating them all. I don't eat all this stuff. He loves his sweets. I had to freeze them and put them in get them out of his face so he wouldn't eat them all. But I got these out there and I could just whip them out right now and put some frosting on them and sell them this afternoon if I had to. Online, I mean, because an order came in. So I guess my question to you is, obviously there's a huge benefit of getting your food on a website so that you could sell it and have a little more organization and know how much you need to make, right? I mean,
Hmm. Hmm.
am I talking out of the wrong side of my
No,
head?
that's why we started doing what we're doing, is
Yeah.
trying to promote the online presence of these cottage and or home business food-based businesses, whether it be, dried soup, seasonings, whatever you're doing. So there's a ton of people out there doing stuff on Shopify where they're selling all their seasonings and whatever. But the the bottom line is you kind of have to do both. Not, it's kind of hard to say, everybody's got their own thing. I've got 2 weekends of markets coming up. And
Hmm.
the reason I do those is to get the attention of people so that they go to the website and they go. And I've gotten tons of orders for my products because I met them in person.
Yeah.
There's something about meeting people in person that they just don't forget. They can see your online presence, they can see you on social media, but because things are so scammy and things are
Yeah.
weird, and Facebook is really one
Yeah.
of the
True.
scariest, Facebook Marketplace, that you have to really be proactive with that meeting. I think things are starting to turn where you want to meet people in person to some extent. Do you have to do it all the time? No.
No, but
Uh-uh.
I love that because, like, once they see you, you're basically a walk, like I've said a zillion times with the charcuterie cart, you're a walking billboard at that point
Right,
because
right.
they love what you're selling, which you have that happening to you. And they
Hmm.
want to know the minute they come up, they're like, oh, do you sell stuff online? Because
Hmm.
and if you don't have your stuff online, you're losing opportunities to make more money other than when you're there. I mean, if you don't show up every week, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's kind of like, selling real estate because if I took a cruise or I wanted to take a vacation, I'd lose money because I wasn't here.
right.
But yet, could you have stuff lined up at home and, maybe sell online and just not be running around like a crazy person? I mean, that's what I always keep telling the agents is like, let's get your stuff set up
Yeah.
so you're a little more automated and organized. Obviously, I'm very obsessed with this whole thing, and I think anything to make your life easier. Maybe because I'm 63 years old and I'm tired of running all over the friggin' world to do things.
Hmm.
Are you tired of guessing what to charge for your boards? Are you spending hours shopping and prepping only to wonder, did I even make money on this order? Hey, it's Grazing Biz Sister Patty here, and I get it. Pricing your charcuterie boards, tables, cups, and carts shouldn't feel like throwing spaghetti against the wall. That's why Sister Chef Andrea and I wrote Charcuterie Profit Secrets, the book that shows you exactly what to charge, what to buy, and how to finally run a profitable charcuterie business without burning out. No matter how long you've been in business, you'll learn our pricing secrets on how to buy smart, price confidently, and reduce waste while making real profits in your charcuterie business. Grab your copy at grazingbiz.com/profit secrets and turn your passion into a real paycheck. Why wouldn't I make it easier and think about the products that I could put online? And now that I've got my brain going with this cottage thing, what am I going to sell that is going to stand out, which you and I just talked about too, to make people want to go to your site. Now we'll talk about marketing and letting people know about it, but I just can't believe that you wouldn't want to get your stuff on a website. So, I mean,
It's
because it
it's
just seems
one
like it makes sense
Yeah,
to
it's
me.
one of the ways of, not only when you are in person, for whatever reason, it legitimizes you. Is that a
Hmm.
word? Legitimate. It makes you legit.
Yeah.
So and it can also go the other way. So you may have a website and you don't go out and meet people and shake hands and kiss babies or whatever it is, and then people start to question whether you're a real person. I cannot tell you how many times I've been asked, "Are you a real person?"
Okay.
You
Well,
know,
the thing about it today
it's
is it's
because of
not
the
so much
bots and all
about.
that. Yeah.
Well, for me, I mean, what you're saying is making me sound like I shouldn't have a website. I mean,
No.
I would be like, okay, if I don't ever go out, can I sell stuff? Yes, I feel that. I've
Yes.
sold a lot of stuff without being out there, but I'll tell you why. most of the stuff I've sold is because I am on social
Yeah.
and my face is showing up and I'm educating and I'm showing people what I do. So I think there's that trust that will come with that. And just for anybody who's listening to our podcast, which we love all of you so much, because you know how many have said to us, we love you ladies. I love
Hmm.
that I mean, we haven't even had this podcast a year, and but they're coming into our you're all coming into our world because you do trust us. You should trust us because we wouldn't be here, telling our sad stories about Andrew getting pounded by hail and stuff, or losing money at an event, ideally that hope that we could have made more money at. But I mean, we're being truthful and being honest. So I think you don't have to show up live like that, but you
Hmm.
should show up online so people know you exist. So in these groups, right, I'm hearing, okay, how else can I sell these? People have got an idea about what they want to sell, but then they're like, well, how is everybody going to find out about it? How do I sell them? And you and I have talked in other podcasts about, joining groups but making sure that you can post in those groups or however, be in those groups that can share your food or whatever. But so the first thing is that you get that exposure like that, but at the same time, now you don't have a website, so they can't really come and buy
Hmm.
from you other than contacting you, which I know is your big pet peeve, right? So let's hit that home one more time about your big pet peeve. you
The
know?
biggest pet peeve I have, oh yeah, we were just discussing because I never stopped talking about that.
Yeah,
When you go, so when we first started doing all of this, of course, we did our research to see if there was a need for what the creation of websites and the things we have to offer, our products. And I spent a lot of time just going and looking at charcuterie and catering and even cottage people selling bread or whatever. And the whole fill out the form and maybe we'll get back to you
right.
thing, like that just makes me cringe. It makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck, and I cannot imagine the logistics of having to deal with that. For any of you who have been out there doing, I hope you are doing websites. I hope
Yeah,
you are.
right.
I just saying that it can be done so much better than, fill out the form and we'll get back
Yeah,
to you in less than 48 hours.
right.
That I just, what?
Right. So that's
So,
like to me, if you're going to get online, that's like level number one on the scale between one and let's say scale of 1 and 5 on what you could be doing. Okay, so let's see if I can come up with 4 more steps. But so that would be like, okay, you are just selling and people are communicating with you via social or sending you a text or calling you or whatever because they know you have this product, which is great that people
yeah.
know that you have the product. So let's give them that, right?
Hmm.
But now, okay, now you start thinking, well, I want to go get online. And so you start doing research online to see what companies are out there that can help you create a quick website. And I, again, because I've been selling software and CRM tools and stuff for years. I used to tell the agents, oh well, they would go, oh well, I get this for free, or I only have to pay $5 a month for this. And I'm like, you do realize that you sell one house, how much money you're going to make off of that, and you're getting it for free, but you don't know how to use it. It's not set up right, and the software stinks.
Hmm.
So there's all this, I don't know how to use it, or I don't, the tool's just okay or whatever. And my broker doesn't know how to teach me how to use it either because they don't know how to use it. They're just telling you go get one, right? But I guess my point I'm trying to make is you're going to go out and spend money on a site, but you think about how much money can you make off of this thing? And are you going to balk over, spending a few dollars on something that's actually going to produce more business for you? Okay, so that brings me to and I'm not here to badmouth any companies or anybody who's
We're
got
just
any of these websites, but I'm going to list them off because
we're just comparing
we're doing some comparison, right?
for everybody's benefit. We are
Right.
comparing.
Well, I was comparing because I want to just
We
so you
want the
guys
best.
know, I want to produce something that will help people with their businesses, including my own. And so I spent this week putting my website together and adding products to it. And we've already had the template. So what I was doing was fine tuning because I can do that. But we have the templates to do this. But anyway, and I go into these other sites and I'm looking to see, okay, what do they got and what do I need to do? And maybe I'm missing something. What's going on? So, okay, number one, I'm in Bakesy right now. I'm actually looking at one
Mhm.
somebody's site. And again, I'm not bad mouthing anybody who has a Bakesy site. If you're happy with it, oh, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
But I think I'm a little concerned though for people that don't really know what they don't know. And so you've got a Bakesy site, and I'm looking at one right now, which is actually a sample on their site, but I did look at somebody's the other day that was a real live site. You've had a Bakesy site, or you tried to, or something. Tell me about
I
your
did.
experience.
I
What's like?
signed up. I actually signed up for Bakesy. I paid for it and everything for several months. And the reason I did it was to test out what we wanted to
Hmm.
produce.
Yeah.
So, and I had heard about Bakesy to see whether it would work with the charcuterie environment, which it totally would. It would work with anything. It's meant for cottage bakers and home bakers and bakeries in general, but it can work for other
Any kind of
things too.
food. Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
any
like it
kind
can
of
work
food
for
that you can
anything.
deliver.
Hmm.
So it's just a basic site. I mean, they do the payment online. They do it's cheap, but you get what you pay for. It's not a creative site that really
You can
reflects
get
who
in and do
you
your own.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't reflect your personality. It's just what they offer. They do offer the version with your own website name, like it could just be baking at andrea.com, or they can offer the cheaper version, which is where they add their little bakesy thing, so baking at andrea.bakesy.com. So there's different versions of it, but point is, if you really want to show people who you are, that's not the place to be. But that's my personal opinion. If it
Yeah,
works for you,
well, and
great.
I've got a different opinion, even though I don't have this. What I'm looking at is first aesthetically, yeah, like you said, all the sites look the same. Okay,
Right.
fine, whatever. But the bottom line is, how productive is it for you? I mean, so if it's working for you, great. But what I'm thinking is that all the stuff that could go along with this to make this so much better for you. And my first thing is lead generation and lead
Mm-hmm.
generation, future customers, right? Someone comes to your Bakesy site and they don't order today, right? But they've wandered off, right? Now, they might come back, but they didn't do anything while they were there, and so you've got no way to capture their information to be able to stay in front of them because you have no ability to offer up anything to get them to fork over their contact information. And for me, it's all about that. If someone's going to come to your site, it would be really nice for them to have something pop up that says, you want a coupon or do you
Yeah,
want, I
exactly.
mean, maybe I'm missing it. Maybe the software
They
has it, but from
they
what
do
I'm
have,
looking at
yeah.
this, I don't see that here on that's not obvious to me anyway. If,
I
if,
want to
if
say
I'm
that
looking at
Bakesy, yeah, go ahead.
the Bakesy sample website, you'd think they would soup the sucker up. So I'm assuming everything on here is typical of what they would offer up. The
Hmm.
other concern I have is that the little teeny pictures on the home page
Yeah.
of you've got one, two, three, four. The sample I'm looking at, I'm on their website, and I don't want to, I hope someone from Bakesy is not going to be pissed at me, but I don't know what to tell you. This is like, I probably
They're
shouldn't be
tiny.
giving them advice, but featured products, these little teeny weeny things. Now, maybe on a mobile it looks better and I'm not looking at it, but on the desktop, what the heck?
Yeah.
You got a whole page here on the home page for these to show off
Yeah.
your products, and they're tiny.
And what you see is mostly color, like the background color of the website, and the
Yeah.
pictures are very small, and they're the same way on the app,
Hmm.
or if you were to look at it on Chrome on your phone or whatever, they are very tiny. And this is where I talk about the fact that it doesn't show who you are.
Hmm.
Certainly, you can put in the
Says
descriptions and things
about, yeah.
that might give you a little bit of
Tone, yeah.
interesting background, but it doesn't really reflect
Yeah.
you and your products very well.
Not a lot of
But it does
personality
serve it,
here.
in their defense, it serves the purpose of buying online and paying online, and
Right.
that's pretty much all it does.
Well, like I was telling Andrea, I feel like that this is a great thing for certain kind of status of businesses, right? It
Mm-hmm.
depends on where you're at in your business. And again, I'm not here to badmouth anybody who's got these sites because if it was working for you and it's exactly what you want, fabulous. And you only want to spend what, $9 or $18 what they have. So I noticed because I'm looking at their pricing to see what the difference is in the pricing. And you for $9.99, and I don't mind telling you guys what it is, but it's $9.99. You have create a website in minutes, which you don't doesn't sound to me like you have any access to actually go in and create it yourself because it automatically loads in by itself, is what I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
guess. Because
Yeah, you just put your products in, you fill in the descriptions, put in the price. I do
yeah,
believe there's some choices for variants,
yeah.
and then you get what you get and be happy you get it.
Branded invoice, gallery pictures, unlimited, accept payments, which most of them will. Push notifications for those who don't know that means just getting notified when somebody orders something, showing availability, automated receipts. So availability, let's talk about that. So if I say click on request order, let me see where it takes me. So I'm at a site that or page that just says, okay, I want these Rice Krispie treats. So I put one on here. Let me just say where it goes next. Then it goes to a calendar. Okay, so that's good. It's going to a calendar, which I'm assuming you can put in when you're available so that, you can block or whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll click
Mm-hmm.
that. That's good. And our system does that too. With Bakes, you have the ability to create custom. So now it's like multiple choice questions to ask questions. So yeah, our forms are already built in to do this. Somebody just said, wow, this is cool. I think it's just they just set this up ahead of time to tell people what to do. I do like the way that they're marketing this for that reason. So, do you have pictures for inspiration? So, it's at this point they're asking you for the photographs, I guess, to put into the thing. I'm just going to skip that. And then it goes to a contact information form. So, I'm not quite sure what this is. I'm not sure this is their full ordering thing, but bottom line is, I guess I would like to see somebody go in and actually have the ability to make their site much more, editable, which I think is key. Make the pictures bigger. But I think the other thing is that what is the follow-up like afterwards? So is there a software in the back end that will help people stay in front of their clients long term? I don't know. And I think from listening to you,
I don't
I'm
recall
looking,
that
I
being an
don't
option.
see I see automated customer reminders. You get to hide the Bakesy logo on the upgraded version. You get an
Mhm.
announcement banner and discount codes. Okay, so all of those things easily in ours. Managing your inventory. So I'm not quite sure what all that means exactly. A revenue dashboard. Again, these are on the upper version they have, which is $18. But again, I go back to if you're going to really do this right, you really need to have your whole follow-up system in place so that you can promote future things to people easily on automation. To me, that's me, because my whole life centers around not having to reinvent wheels, right? We don't want to,
Yeah.
like, if I know that I'm going to start promoting my Halloween stuff or the gifts for the Christmas, people are going to come online, ideally today. They're going to see what we have, hopefully order in advance, pay upfront, full, not pay an arm and a leg to, okay, let's talk about that one. Is it Hot Plate? Is the one that charged the,
Hot plate is the other one that burns me. Aside the cringeworthy form that, fill it out and we'll get back to you someday. Hot plate, I see a lot of people within the groups talking about hot plate and how they use it and this, that, and whatever. And I don't know if everybody's aware. Hot plate is free. It's free for you to use.
woohoo!
However, woohoo! But however, they turn around and charge your
Nothing is free.
customers.
Mm,
Charge your customers. Just like we're getting charged tariffs, whether people believe it or not.
yeah.
They charge 5% of the subtotal to the customer. So
Hmm.
let's say they got two things let's say they got one big charcuterie tray for $75. Okay. And then they're going to get charged. So they'll see their $75, their subtotal, they get charged a 5% transaction fee or whatever they call it. And then they also get the 55 cents fee per transaction, which I don't even know what that's for. So that they hit the customers with the cost of the software.
Ouch. Can you imagine? I go to your
No,
site and I
I
want to
can't.
buy a 12 dozen or a dozen
I
of
can't.
cupcakes.
I would
And
lose
then
my
next
mind.
thing I know, I'm getting charged another whatever on top
It's
of
just
whatever.
right. It's just like the whole theory behind Airbnb and their cleaning fees. Like nobody wants to see all these
Yeah,
extra fees. They
yeah.
want to see whatever it's going to be out
Up
the
front.
door,
Yeah.
like
And
when they
just
go to
wrap it
hit
into your plan.
purchase.
Yeah, wrap
Yeah.
it into
And
your
in this case, in Hot Plate, you can't do that according to what they're saying. You
yeah.
they tack all that on at the end, and I don't think that's good business. That's me.
Well, and on top of that, I'm actually on the site that you had signed up on, and I'm looking at it, and I mean, talk about not attractive.
Oh,
That's I'm like, what?
the hot plate one, yeah. I don't
Uh,
recall it having a lot of again another creativity, not a whole lot you could do to make it look like you.
yeah.
I don't recall that when
No,
I
there's
signed
not.
up. This was months ago when I was testing everything out, so that one kind of sucked. But as soon as I realized the whole 50 or 5% and 55, I was like, I can't even imagine being like at a market or anything like that or trying to explain that to
Right.
people. I could
Well,
see that being such a massive turnoff,
from what I can tell, this thing has been set up specifically for people that just do drops of food like every once a week. You
like a
do like
DoorDash kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, that well, yeah, it's like we
Meal prep.
know it's like meal prep and on this day of the week you can come and drop up this is where it'll be. So I will give them this though that they do have a lead gen option on here so it says never miss a drop so that you would
Okay.
sign up there and make sure that I'm aware when Chef Andrea has her food available. And then apparently something you do on the back. Oh, you and then the middle section says your next drop is going to be on whatever date. So I
Right.
can see that happening. Although this one's not, you're not using it, so it's sitting here kind of staring at me in the face. But
It's just stagnant.
your first drop was apparently on August 26th, and but that was like weeks ago, and there was nothing else going on. So I mean,
Like
you
it
were
was
just
longer
testing it
ago,
out.
but okay.
You
But
were
it does
testing.
send me, like in the beginning, until I hit the stop, stop sending me messages. It was sending me a thing saying, reminding me I had a drop coming or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, so it was reminding you something.
Yeah, so it was
Um,
pretty reactive that way. If you're,
So
not
yippee yay, your free site worked real well, but you're not using it because it was so free it was not even worth using. I don't know. I mean, I just think you have to know what the experience, and I think this is another thing most of us don't realize is that, and I know real estate agents are notorious for this, where they don't understand the experience that the user is going through.
yeah.
And I think that's something you have to go in and actually test out on. If you have a website and then you go and you have to use it and see what are they going through?
Hmm.
Are they getting through the process of purchasing easily? Because that's going to kill you. If they go in there and then next thing they know, they've gone through all this, picked out their favorite thing that they want, and it took them 10 minutes and they get to the end and realize, oh, she's going to charge me another $10.
Right,
I'm
right.
out of here or
Yeah, besides,
whatever.
what they don't talk about in that 5% is that every state's going to have their tax thing tacked onto that. So there's that on
Yeah.
top of that, which everybody expects the tax part, but yeah,
Yeah.
that
I mean,
that
that's what I
just
mean.
5% seems like little, but it's not. It's
Right.
not.
Or
It's
if you're
annoying.
charging a delivery fee, I mean, I would roll all that in there anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
the biggest challenge I have is that the people that you don't know what you're missing out on how much more could you make if you spent a few more dollars. And obviously our sites are not $20. We will build you a free site. We will give you all the tools and we will build you a free site. We give you that option for us to build it for you, but you have to you're gonna have to pay for hosting. And the thing is like for us, we have different levels of the way you can come into our system, but you're never going to have a site that's going to not be useful and helpful to you and
Hmm.
actually look good and be editable. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Um, and because that's what we're trying to make a difference to the world as far as, well, you were saying this is so hot right now. let's just back up a little. For the very first thing you and I were talking about was how important it is for people to be making more money right now. I talk about tariffs and all the other things that are going on in our country right now, that there's, limited, everybody's affected by. I don't care how much money you're making,
Mm-hmm.
everything is much more expensive. So how else can you make more money? Well, you have to look at spending money to make it in some respect. And I say that only, because that's kind of the way to do it. If you want to market, you got to spend money to do it. But, if you really want to do it right, why wouldn't you put something out in the world that you're proud of and
Mm-hmm.
also have an opportunity to make more money? Because it's like, I hate to keep bringing this up, but this is my same discussion I have with real estate agents. How many sales do you need to make in order to pay another, $50 or $60, whatever additional amount of money a month to have something? Like you're going to sell more because you have a better a better website that you can put more stuff on there, that people are going to be more, it's much more, it's smoother, it's more on automation, it's helping you market, it's collecting leads for you while you're sleeping, right? Speaking of that, this morning I get up. So I have a chat widget on my website and on my coaching website, and I got a text. I could hear my phone going off. This happens all the time. But I heard my phone going off at it was about 4 in the morning, and usually when that happens, it's somebody in the
It's
east because
yeah,
I train and
yeah,
coach
yeah.
all over the place. But and it was when I finally got up and looked at it, I was like, oh, she used my chat widget on our website that was AI. So it responded back to her. But by the time she said, Patty, I need some drip campaigns, which is, you get those. Those are the automated workflows that send out when a lead comes in, or to confirm sales or appointments and things like that. That's what we offer, is the follow-up part of that. That's all part of what we offer in our system to help you stay in front of your client. Anyway, this person gets on and sends me a note at 4 in the morning on my site saying, I need you, basically. And I need you, and I think I need you to help long term. And I'm like, okay, and I was sleeping, you know? And so I mean, you just can't, there's no better feeling, I mean, about that than to be able to lead generate while you're asleep. I'm sure I didn't make a sale on that at that moment, but I'm
Right.
going
But you're
to.
going to.
And
Mm-hmm.
because what happened was, and this was the other funny part, so she fills out the form on my chat widget, and many of you might have done that with us already. But anyway, she fills out the form on the chat widget, and within a minute, she gets another text that's automated that looks like I sent it, that says, "Oh, thanks so much." Now, granted, I didn't. She probably knew I didn't, because us agents know this is a kind of part of our world, because she got a text saying, "Oh, thanks so much. We'll be getting back to you very shortly." And it was something along those lines. So I acknowledged it, but it was all automated, right? That now she's also in another workflow that I automatically added her to because of the way I have my system set up. As soon as I get a lead, I put everybody on what I call a freebie workflow, or a drip campaign, basically, that goes out for a year. And it automatically, so no matter how the lead gets into the system, everybody, if it's a new lead, gets on this workflow that educates them, that tells them about my offers. Granted, we're all getting this stuff, but you can do it too as a cottage food
Oh
or
yeah.
a home-based food business owner, right? Just because you're selling food from home does or from your commercial kitchen, it doesn't mean you can't do this too. And I want you to get the big picture here about what you're missing by not having a better site, right? And again, if you're happy with your site and you're using one of these Toast was another one you were telling me about,
Toast,
right?
we had cast iron was one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, Toast was kind of more for a little bit more. That was
It
more
was a
expensive, more
little
than
more
we even
and it was more expansive. It's more for big catering companies,
yeah.
restaurants who do takeout,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. They supply the equipment, like a handheld scanner thing
Yeah.
for scanning,
Yeah, that might be
UPC
overkill.
codes. It's a little overkill for what,
Right.
for what we're doing here and what we're
We're trying
trying
to
to
help
tell
people.
people
We're trying
about.
to help
Yeah.
people at
But
different
toast is
levels.
still one. I mean, it is usable. I have seen other cottage bakers and charcuterie businesses using toast.
Hmm.
I don't know that in a lot of cases it's worth the cost unless you have a big setup.
Yeah.
So for a big setup, yes, because you can do
Yeah.
inventory in there. You can do all kinds of nutty stuff, and it's great. And as a
Right.
former food and beverage director, I probably would have chosen toast if I
Yeah.
was having that option.
Because it does do different things. Not to say that our system couldn't do all that, but that's not our audience
Mhm.
necessarily. I mean, when I say our audience, I just mean people. Like we built our business around what we do. What you're
Mhm.
doing really is how it all started, obviously, to try to get you online and get more business for you through having a better tool and a system to automate
Mhm.
so that you don't have to deal with the messengers and the texts and the calls if you don't want to. Now, I keep saying that because if you want to make calls and talk to people all day because you love it, fabulous. Again, I go back to that because
I
I
know
had
I'd
my
rather be
day.
cooking, you know?
Yeah, I'd rather be frosting cupcakes and maybe making tamales at this point.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
know we may venture into that. Who
I
knows?
wonder how much that lady made today
I
out there.
don't know, but that's a really good call.
I
Let's not
bet you
let's
people
not go
stop.
down that
Yeah, I don't
rabbit
know.
hole because
Yeah,
we'll go down there and never come back.
I did make tamales once. They was good.
Oh,
They
I've
did
made
turn out.
tamales many times. It's
Yeah.
it's very tedious. But those ladies, man,
They know what to
they
do.
know what
Yeah,
they're
they do.
doing.
They
They
do.
do it in their sleep.
I'd love to watch. I'd love to watch them do it every Christmas time. They really get to. They really do it. But so anyway, I guess the moral of this story is making sure that you're happy. Well, first of all, to if you're not online, why not?
Yeah.
It's not that hard. You can come. First of all, come to me. Come to us. We'll talk to you.
Ask
We'll
us.
talk to you
Ask
for
us.
free. We'll
Yeah.
tell you
Yeah.
how to do this. Easy, easy breezy. Because we have all the templates, all the stuff that we're telling you that you should have, including, say, the QR code. So let me get back to that really quick before we end it, because I I was creating a QR. Well, I was actually recording some training about our QR codes that are built into the system. So you're not paying for a third-party software to have a QR code, which for those of you who don't know what a QR, you may not know, I don't know, but it's those square things that have all the little, shapes and stuff on it, and you take your phone and hover over it, and it will direct you back over to wherever you want to go. In
The
our
website.
system, you can have as many QR codes as you
Mhm.
want, and it will not just put in URLs to your website, but it will also send people to schedule a call or schedule a call on your calendar directly. It would also actually dial a phone number. So if you did that, it
Oh,
would
that's
pull up the
cool.
number right on your phone. Yeah, I bet you didn't even know that.
I didn't
Um,
know that
yeah,
actually.
and it would also send an email if you wanted to do that. Plus, we have a mobile app, so there's that whole side of it, right?
Yeah.
Now you have activity going on. Not only do you have a mobile website that's mobile friendly for people, and that's a whole nother discussion because you don't know how the print and all that looks on your phones. And anyway,
Anyway,
that goes back to the experience that your consumer's having because I see a lot of websites that are maybe made by hand. You've gone to, I don't know, Shopify maybe
WordPress or
or
something. Yeah.
WordPress, did it yourself, and then you don't realize what it looks on mobile, and it's really sad. But
Yeah.
unless you have somebody actually building your site for you. But anyway, you can scan over it, right? And then it'll do a number of things outside of just taking you to a website. Now, what I would suggest for somebody who's in a farm stand who is have a big huge QR code, or yeah, and even at you do this, right? At your market, you
Yes, I
have
was
a
just going to
big,
mention that.
yeah. So you put the big sign on your table, on your banners, on your whatever, and put it at a farm stand. To me, it makes huge sense because maybe somebody can't stop right then and there, but they can slow down enough to come by. If you're out on one of those rural roads,
Or
which would
maybe
be
you
fun.
ran out of cookies or sourdough bread
Yeah.
and you want one and you go to their website,
Yeah.
beautiful website
Yeah.
that they would have, and they can purchase it
Yeah.
and
They can
schedule a
just,
time to either pick it up or get
yeah.
it dropped off. I mean,
Right.
that's how it should be.
Right.
You don't
That's
want
how
to
it should
miss a
be.
chance
Right.
because even if you're only doing this on weekends to make side hustle money, and that's where I was going with a lot of this in the beginning too, was people are really struggling. And, for the price of flour and water and yeast, you can make some decent products
Yeah.
and make a little extra money on the week. I mean, some people are making thousands of dollars on the weekend. And that's one way to pull in that extra money. And the other thing is they're looking for escapism. They're looking for something outside of their ordinary, and it's fun. It's fun to
Yeah.
do. Why not turn your
Well,
hobby into a money-making thing?
yeah,
Anyway,
no kidding. And it's so easy to get your business online these days, especially with us around. So before you go, you want to go to grazingbiz.com. We have a demo there. We also have a new plan called the mini I'm calling it the
mini
mini
course.
start course, but
Yeah.
you can I'm going to have it all in the notes so you can go. But if you're curious whether or not you want to start your business and get it online, then we can help you. Now, if you already have a website, we can help you with that too. If you love your website, I can't tell you if we can help you a ton with your Bakeseas sites of the world, because if you can't add code and automate and stuff, it might be a little more challenging because I want to put chat widgets on your site. I want to put lead magnets and lead forms and all that. We can do all that, and I give you all the tools and show you exactly how easy it is to do it. And I'm here to help you weekly to do it, to help you automate this whole process, plus all the follow up, the email, the text, the confirmations, all of those things to just make it easy. Here's the other part is that you're getting coaching with us as opposed to, oh,
Mhm.
here's a site, good luck, go figure it out, because
Yeah.
we also have a social media planner calendar in our system that we give you all of the templates that you can go and edit and create and put into the system yourself. And I have a special secret that I can't even wait to roll out, but it has to do with a new app that I'm creating to help you well, there's two apps actually. There's three. One is going to be able to help you to create website images that are going to be absolutely gorgeous, that will be using AI to help you create better images of your products. Number two is going to be helping you with your um, labels, right? So, because I've seen a lot, I'm struggling with my labels. Well, I'm going to help you create those really easy in an app that I'm creating. And then the third one is for the charcuterie cart calculator,
Still
which
working
I'm
on that one. It's a
99% done
challenge.
with.
Yeah.
There's work involved with that calculator. I mean, you
Yeah,
gotta,
that one was a lot more work than the initial one that I made
yeah,
with our
yeah.
brother
Yeah, because it's
a
a
while
it's
back,
based on how big the packages are, things that you're buying, so that you know how many packages to buy for an event, and it's not so much
and
about,
how much to fill them with. And
yeah, yeah. So I was just I'm just, I'm just I'm taking care of him, petting it on the head, going, okay, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to it. Because we had a lot of people asking about it, but
yeah, yeah.
we had a lot of stuff going on this summer. I was trying to still think it over, and I'm running it by a few people to see, does this make sense? Is this still working and whatever. But anyway, we have so many things coming down the chute that is going to make our businesses better that I just don't think people are thinking about too much. And I'm excited to be able to help in this realm, because this is just like all I stay up thinking about all night, when I'm not sleeping, which is I've been
Yeah.
awake a lot lately because I've got so many ideas
She
running in
texts
my
me at
head.
like 4 a.m.
Well,
and
you text me
yeah,
her first this morning. How dare you?
sometimes, yeah, I did. I did. And
What
then I
was
fell
that?
back to sleep, which was weird because I fell back to sleep until 8 o'clock. I woke up at 5:30 and I'm texting her and then went back to sleep. I don't know what happened there.
Well,
Woke
if
up
you go
at
to
8 o'clock.
grazingbiz.com, you can get started there. No
Yeah.
matter what kind of business you are, you can get a hold of us there. We have a new demo that we're rolling out, and I hope to get it out here very soon. I've been working on some recordings, training recordings on a new plan, and that new plan is to install things onto your site if you want to keep your site. And you do have a good site and all that. So if you love your site, and we'll do what we can to see if we can help you install things on it that will automate your business all this way. Otherwise, we do have all the sites that you need. And like I said, we're building your sites for you for free.
Mhm.
Obviously, you've got to pay a monthly to be in here. I mean, we're all in this to make some money here and there, but I have to support all the stuff we're doing.
Well, we have to pay for the stuff that we're
Yeah,
doing. Yeah.
different plans though. Those we're rolling out some different plans to help you because based on feedback. some of you didn't need everything that we were offering, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't, that's awesome. If you're happy with what you got. But what we want to do is help you get this set up so that you're making more money, so that even if you spend a few more bucks in our system, that it's you're going to get it paid back in one sale or one event,
Yeah.
right? And
Yep. Yep.
everything, you don't have to integrate any other software with us because everything is in it. The only thing you need is a billing service to help take your credit cards, and we have the tap to pay, but you just need to have like Stripe or
Yeah.
Square. You can use Square if you want to keep it. But other than that, you don't need it. So, but let's help you sell more, and it's gift season. So get your gifts online and get the orders coming in, right? And that's
Mhm.
what I'm focused on right now. I'm
Yeah, me too.
hot
Me
and
too.
heavy getting this done in our site and so that I can make sure that they're working smoothly for you. And to be honest with you, I got my certificate to sell food from home was so that I can experience what you guys are all experiencing so that I can make the product better in here. But I'm not gonna lie, I do love selling. I like baking. Andrew's not much of a baker. I do love baking, and he's
No, but I am going to do cookies this weekend. I
oh
am
yeah,
just
yeah,
curious to see how they would do
yeah.
for
So tell
the
people where
next
you're
one.
gonna be this weekend.
This weekend, I have chosen to do, I don't know if everybody knows this, but Tractor and Supply, if you've got one near
Tractor
you,
Supply, yeah.
Tractor Supply stores, they do farmers markets. And if you go to their website, which I don't remember, it's just tractorsupply.com, you can sign up for it.
Shout
And
out to Tractor Supply.
guess what? It's free. It's
Yeah.
100% free. I've never done it. I'd heard people in my neighborhood, I sound like Sesame Street, people in my neighborhood talking about going to do it. And I knew there was a bread lady, there was a jam lady, there was a meat guy, because we have, people out here butchering animals. And so I
Yeah,
knew
sounds
that,
tasty.
well, what else do you call it? They're butchering their cows and their chickens and their ducks and I don't know what all. So there's people that are going in and going to Tractor Supply because it's free and they've got this big parking lot. So I thought, what the hell? It's finally not going to be 95 degrees. We normally don't get this hot weather up here, but we finally dropped down to the 80-degree area. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go try this out and see how it works. So I'll let you all know how that free Tractor Supply, which is available across the country,
Yeah, it's not
Tractor
every
Supply.
one of them though, right? They
It's
don't
not
all
every
do
one
it.
of them. So we have one in Prescott Valley. The Prescott one is the one that does it here. Um, and then, but so you have to just go to the website, put in your state, and it will tell you who does it and the days that they have it. I believe it's a nationwide day. So like
Hmm.
all Tractor Supplies that are offering it are doing it this Saturday. That's how they
Oh,
work it. And you have to go in and you fill out the form and then they send you a confirmation
is
letter
it?
just,
I'm sorry. Did you say it was every week or they do it once a
no,
month?
it's not. I think they
Oh,
do it once a month
oh.
and it's like I said, a nationwide event. So they do it that one day and I forget what the time is on it. I guess I better look at that, but I want to say it starts at 8 o'clock
What did
and
it
it
take for
goes
you to sign up
to
for it?
one. Nothing. I filled in a
No, I mean you went to their site and signed up and you were in, and that was
Yeah,
it. The end of
that was
that,
it.
and
Yeah,
they
they
confirmed
sent
it.
me back a
Oh,
thing.
okay.
They give you a deadline. They do give you a deadline date to fill out the form so they're not, getting last minute
Yeah,
people signing up. And they send you back a thing saying, whether you're in or not. And I don't know what it's based on. Maybe they do get full in some of the places. Maybe they don't.
yeah,
So I just thought, what the hell? It's free. It's just my time. I
yeah,
already have the product. I am going to make cookies this weekend because all my other products are already ready to rock and roll.
yeah.
And so I
Well,
thought,
good
well,
luck.
I'll make some cookies and see how
Can't
those.
wait to hear it. We'll talk about it next time we
We'll
get
talk
on this.
about, yeah, we'll talk about my Tractor Supply experience.
Yay. Well, you know what? Whatever it takes, and it sounds
Yeah,
fun and it's close to home, so you can't
it's
beat that
close
with
to
a
home.
stick.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Can't beat that with a cookie. All right,
No.
sister. Well, that
All
was
right.
it for today. I could have gone on for more, but I don't want to. I mean, you guys got you got the idea. I'll put
Yeah.
links to stuff, and I'm actually going to put a link to our website if I don't forget, in the notes too, so you can see what I'm talking about. So, as far as all the stuff, when it comes
Yeah,
to
you can see the
meat.
physical products and all that
Yeah,
stuff and
yeah.
how
So
it
you can
works.
kind of see how it all pans out, but and I will because I'm really close to finalizing, my gifts that I'm going to be selling. And if you're in our group, I did post some pictures of that. Hopefully you go to your Start My Charcuterie Business, which I think we're going to change the name of
Hmm.
Start My Charcuterie and Cottage Business.
Yeah, we're
We're gonna
rolling
do.
into the cottage genre.
Hey, hey, I'm
Yay.
excited.
That's why I'm making cookies this weekend.
Yeah, girl, go
I'm
get
gonna,
it.
we'll see how it
Throw some
goes.
in the
I'd be
freezer so I can
terrible. I
try
have no
one.
idea. All right.
Yeah, they'll end up like little hockey pucks, like
Yeah. No,
mom
I'm
make.
pretty sure and it's been a while, but it's like riding a horse, like
Yeah.
anything else, or riding a bike. So,
Okay. All right. We'll see you later. All
okay.
thanks for joining us. Come on back. Hit the
Bye,
like
everybody.
button. Tell everybody you know about us. We love being here. See you later.